Hello everybody, welcome back to BrickVault. I was sick again, so there wasn't a new release last week, but we're back this week with a brand new build, and today we're looking at a shuttle that I think is also long overdue, and it's the Theta-class T2C shuttle, or you may also know it by the name Palpatine's shuttle. This model was designed by BrickVault, a builder that we worked with before, who brought us models like our UCCS Invisible Hand or the Rebel and Imperial Corvus. The model has 3,432 pieces and has a wingspan of almost 70 centimeters, so it's quite a sight to behold on its stand. You can find the exact dimensions on our website linked below. The Theta shuttle was primarily used by the Galactic Republic to transport high-ranking officials like Chancellor Palpatine. It was the predecessor of the Lambda shuttle that the Emperor later used, and you may know it from its appearance on Mustafar in episode 3, where it recovered the critically burned body of Darth Vader. As always, you can find the building instructions and parts list to this build on our website BrickVault.toys. With your purchase, you always support not only us, but also the amazing designers we work with like BrickVault. We always troubleshoot each set of instructions and build all of our models physically, so you can make sure that you're getting the highest quality builds at all times. So that is BrickVault.toys, or click the first link in the video description. As you may or may not know, I also collect sealed LEGO Star Wars sets, and I happen to own this 2011 LEGO Star Wars Palpatine's shuttle. Obviously it would make much more sense to have a built one, to have a proper side-by-side, but I don't have that, unfortunately, so this will do. But let's dive a little deeper into the details. This model is again so big that it barely fits my review setup. Giving it a 360 on its stand proves to be a little difficult with this wingspan, but of course that's the look that you want when displaying it. The building process was relatively straightforward. Some cool techniques here and there, like the way the top fin is built, or the sides have the built-in color blocking. Generally, I'd say this is a build that is perfect for people who are getting tired of the monotony of LEGO set building sometimes and are not quite ready for the 11,000 piece Venator. A good in-between, I'd say. Panning over the build, you can see a ton of smooth surfaces. This has become a common practice in the custom build world now, only showing the necessary studs like on wedge plates for example. Unlike other builds of this shuttle that I found online, this one actually has a see-through cockpit section, so the minifigs inside could actually look out the front. Generally, the shape in the front has been captured pretty nicely, making good use of all the new rounded pieces that LEGO released not too long ago. The cockpit can be opened fully, so you can get good access to the interior. There you can find a pilot seat with a simple control console piece and a seat for a co-pilot that has simulated screens in front of them too. If you look a little closer, you can see that the corridor leads to the back. That is because you can also take off the whole top section of the shuttle. It only gets connected with a couple of studs, and on the inside is what you'd maybe expect for a transport shuttle. There are 8 seats in here, a similar setup to what the interior of the new class shuttle looks like, which makes total sense. We can also find a couple of simulated screens integrated into the wall, and in the back there are even a couple of cabinets to store maybe some medicine for Vader or so. If you paid close attention, you might have noticed that there is a clip on the floor. You can lift up a part of the floor to reveal the boarding ramp. It can only be deployed when the shuttle is in its landed position. I'm gonna show you that in a bit. But before I do, we need to take a closer look at the back, where we have some greebles and of course the engines of the craft. Putting the roof back on, you can see that the shuttle also has a back turret to prevent anyone sneaking up behind it while it transports high-ranking officials or burnt teenagers with anger issues. I think this build looks best on its stand. I'd say this is a fairly sturdy display like this. It leans forward ever so slightly because of the way the stand connects, but it will not come off easily. The shuttle not only comes with a display stand, but also with attachable landing gear. For that you obviously have to take off the stand. It gets connected with only 2 pins, one on each side, and then you can take it off. It's a little difficult to do, but I think most people will go with one of the 2 looks anyways and leave it like that on display. Anyways, to attach the landing gear, it only snaps into place on each side using a couple of Technic pins, which is really convenient. It helps a lot folding the wings up when doing all of this, so you can get a better reach and look at what you're doing. The wings are a little wobbly just because of their size. They are quite sturdy builds though. You can see that there are Technic lift arms built into them, so you'd imagine these will not break easily. On the landing gear it also looks really cool, and as promised, here is how the folded down loading ramp looks. That leads directly into the interior. Such a cool look like this. You have seen me handle this build in the video already, but just to demonstrate, this build is quite sturdy, even though it has these long 1 stud thick extremities. I'd say it's almost swooshable, but I think most people would just display it in a shelf or on a table. If you have enough space in your shelf or on your table and you feel addressed right now, hop on over to BrickVault.toys to get the building instructions and the Bricklink parts list to build this beautiful model yourself. Thanks guys for watching and supporting what we do. A like is always appreciated too, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future builds. Super happy to have this model in the studio and in the store now. Thanks again everyone, and I'll catch you next time at BrickVault.